Not sure what's going on here. Okay, guys, can you guys actually see or hear me again? Can you guys actually see this? Can you hear me? Right? You guys can hear me, right? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Get this link to the groups. I don't know what happened to the other one. It just completely shut off. I was adjusting the volume, and all of a sudden it shut off on me. So that was not fun. I'm just trying to get this link to all of the members. This is what happens when software doesn't play along with you. Let's see if it works out. Well, at least you guys can actually hear me. Now, who actually uses VPN right now? Who knows what VPN is and how it works and how you guys can actually use it? Who knows what VPN is? Also, do me a favor, take that link in the moderator chat room and distribute it to your group members as it needs to be basically updated because the old one kind of shut off on us. So we're gonna chill out here for a little bit until we get those members to come back in here, and we can kind of get started and get things situated for us. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. Yeah, this really sucks. It's saying it's not receiving. Can you guys actually hear me loud and clear, or are we still having video and audio issues? Okay, that's good. I'm not sure why YouTube is giving me an error that says that it's not receiving enough data from the stream. I'm not sure. Okay, so at least you guys, the ones that are in here, are actually kind of hearing this fairly decent. Okay, so let's kind of get into it again, like I was saying earlier, basically with what VPN is. All right, so again, we have to look at the other side of our team. We have to look at the other concept of our entire community, which is the monetized section. Now, with monetized section, we have to try to help these guys get better CPMs, RPMs, CPCs. Okay, we have to help them get their channel a little bit more exposed. Unfortunately, from what we discussed before, from what I've from some of the other videos that we were doing before, we wanted to make sure that we can get the right audience, right? So a lot of you guys are in here. Per se, maybe you're in Asia, or maybe you're in the Middle East, Malaysia, China, India. I mean, Africa. We have so many members throughout the entire world that we have to start looking at other options to utilize. We have to start looking at other options to use. And VPN is one of those things. Virtual private network allows you to utilize some of the benefits that VPN has. And what are some of these benefits that could exist when it comes to VPN? I mean, you're talking about a whole list of reasonings as far as the benefits of why people use VPN and so forth and so on. Okay. Now, with that said, some of these benefits is simply, I mean, self-explanatory. All right, for the people that understand how VPN works, some of these benefits are self-explanatory, such as having the ability to be able to do file sharing protectedly. Right, when you're doing file sharing today, it's not like how it was done before in the past, where you know people just shared files and without any concept or without any fear of sharing that data worldwide. Well, today it's a little different because of all of the different things that people can do with their computers. People can hack into your system. People can actually get into your system and cause issues, right? So having the ability to do protected file sharing is one of the main features of VPN, alongside with remote access. Remote access is probably going to be the most important concept that we can use on our team. Remote access. Okay, what does that simply mean? I'll go over some of these things as far as the definition of them. Let's just kind of go through some of these benefits first. So you've got the protected file sharing, you've got the remote access, being anonymous online, which means that it's harder for people to track your data. It's harder for people to track your personal information, right? Number four, bypassing the blockers and the filters. Bypassing the blockers and the filters. What I mean by blockers and filters, you guys understand that VPN is not allowed in certain countries, right? There are certain countries that doesn't allow VPN, as well as there are certain countries that monetization is not allowed in those countries. Okay, and we have members that are running into these problems, are running into these issues where they're not allowed certain process or certain procedures in their countries. Okay, and VPN allows you to bypass those blockers and bypass those filters. Okay, it allows you for improved performance. Now I'll go over that. Improved performance. That's people who are familiar with VPN. They're gonna say no, that's not true. Improved performance. When I use VPN, I actually slow down. I actually slow down when I'm online because I'm using, free VPN, which only allows me to connect to the internet at a slower speed than what I have in my home, right? But you have to understand that not everyone has those features and those access, such as you and I, who have high speed internet in our home. Some people may not actually have that, and by connecting to the VPN, it actually gives them the ability to go online and surf the web, or web pages faster. Okay, and they can improve their performance and their connection speed, right? Number six, affordability. Okay, affordability. I'll show you some examples. You could be thinking, well, that's not true because affordability, you have to pay for VPN. Yes and no. There are two versions of VPN. There are those paid versions and there are those free versions, right? But how can, if you pay for VPN, how can you improve or make it more affordable for you? I'll show you some ways that you can do that. Okay. And number seven, basically enhance security. Well, that's exactly what VPN is. It's having the ability to have a secure network controlled by you. Okay, because you're not really using your connection from your home, your IP address. You're actually connecting to a different private network from somewhere around the world, that your security is enhanced by 10 or 100 fold. Okay, but at the same time, how are all of these benefits of using VPN going to benefit us? How is it going to benefit us using VPN? Well, out of those seven things that I'm talking about, there are a few that lends itself to benefit our team, the way that we work, our process. And that's what we're going to go through. Is that's what, that's what we're going to discuss. How can it benefit our team, our community, our family, our network, to benefit us moving forward? Okay? So, let's kind of dive right into this, all right? Number 1, obviously one of the biggest benefit is the protected file sharing capability of having a VPN. Okay, now with VPN at your disposal, it's very easy to manipulate and utilize. You and others can actually share files over extended period of time, all right, without having any worry about the data being stolen. It's just because the VPN network that you're connected to has all of those protection in place, has all of those implementations to make sure that whatever is being shared in their network, because these are typically, you know, VPNs are typically run by an organization, and that organization have already implemented a lot of security protocols inside their network that gives you that sense of security that your activity in their network will be more than protected than it is when you're doing it from home. Because at home, you may not know how to set up your network. You may not know how to set up your security. Oh yeah, I have I have um virus blockers, or I have security checks that I do every week or whatever. It doesn't matter. Your security system, unless you're a networking guru, which some of you guys are, your security system is not as robust as some of these businesses that run these VPNs, whether it's free or not free. Okay. Number 2, remote access. Okay, because a VPN is an actual network. Because it's an actual network that is, let's say, being run from a different state or from a different country, they have the ability to connect to one another. That says, today I want to connect to a location in New York. Today I want to connect to a location in Singapore. Today I want to connect to a location in Tokyo. Okay, it's giving you remote access. It's allowing you to literally, not physically but virtually, it's allowing you to virtually travel the world on a daily basis if you prefer. It allows you to connect. It allows you to show up as if today Armand is in Singapore. Today Armand is in the United Kingdom, in London, right? Today I'm in Tokyo, right? It allows you to connect remotely and to show up remotely, right? This makes it great. This makes it a great resource for companies or for people in particular, allowing their employees or their work, and us to be virtually anywhere in the world at any given time. Okay, it gives you that remote access. The anonymity. I mean, you are completely anonymous. People don't even know who you are unless you log in to a site, unless you log in to a to purchase something online. People don't know who you are. People don't know where you're coming from. They just know that you are visiting from a different part of the world. Okay, so you're extremely anonymous until you actually log in. Once you log in, whether you're logging into Amazon, whether you're logging into Netflix, whether you're logging into YouTube, whether you're logging into Google, until you actually log in, they don't know where you're coming from. They don't know who you are. Okay, so that's one of the big benefits of a VPN, but it has to be used properly and appropriately, because with our community, with our network, with our process, it could truly hurt the progress of the non-monetized team. Okay, the monetized team, it's going to benefit them. The non-monetized team, it's going to hurt them if you do it the wrong way. But we do expect all of our members to be educated and know how to use VPN, because of certain times that we would ask that you would turn them on. There are times that we would ask that, listen, let's use our VPN today, and let's use it in certain areas, and I'll show you some of those benefits as far as why we need to do that. Number 4, by bypassing blockers and filters. In some places around the world, internet censorship is a real thing, you guys. Okay. For example, there was some news last month or a couple of months back that China was censoring all the information that was that's traveling the internet. They're censoring some information because of what's going on in the world, right? So in some places around the world, internet is heavily censored. Okay, it's truly a real thing. All right. Let alone Korea, right? I mean, look at the censorship that's going on in that country, right? That's why more and more people are using VPNs. That's why more and more people are using VPN, which can bypass blocked websites or internet filters, right? They can bypass these blockers, right? Put the power back in your hands. Put the power and authority and control back in your hands when you use VPN. Okay, improve performance, right? Improve performance, as if online security weren't enough. A solid VPN can also provide improved performance like bandwidth and efficiency. Okay, because remember, I told you, when you're using a VPN, you're using your phone or your computer to log into, if it's operated by a business, right? You're using your computer or your phone to log into their network, right? Virtually logging into the network, and you're using their network. You're using their bandwidth to surf the internet, to view whatever it is that you want to view. Okay, so that you can benefit from all of their security performance, right? All of their bandwidth and so forth and so on. Okay, better performance is something no internet user would ever argue with. Okay, I mean, none of us would ever complain, I'm getting good performance, so that's not a good thing. No, that's a great thing that you're getting a better performance in case of browsing the internet. Okay, number 6, affordability. Yes, there's never been a better time to use VPN, you guys. Okay, um, right now, okay, that's because of some of these networks, and they're promoting it. It's big. They're making it more affordable, right, to use VPN. So a lot of us use free VPN. I myself was using free VPN before. Now I'm actually subscribing to a VPN provider like NordVPN. There's a lot of different companies that charge very small fees on a monthly basis, but having the ability to use their network, having the ability to surf the website, and remain anonymous, right? Having the ability to use their network, through, I think they have like 150 different locations. I mean, think about that, right? In the United States alone, I think they have like 40 different locations. In the United Kingdom, they have like 20 or 30 different locations. In different parts of the world, they have different. This is because of their networking capability with other VPN providers, right? But if you pay for their service, yes, it's very, very affordable at this time because they're promoting it. It's heavily sought out or searched out by a lot of users out there. Okay. Number 7, the enhanced security. Like I told you guys, you have your security process in your home. You have your security methods in your home. But that doesn't mean that it's it's the best security that you can utilize. There's a lot of different programs or security levels that a lot of these VPN users are, or VPN providers are doing, that is way, way better than yours. Okay, that is way, way better than your security that you're implementing at your own network in your house. Okay, so that's not something that you can, kind of forget about or set it aside, is that there is additional security features when you're using VPN from a provider. Okay, now here's a little bonus. I know you guys are gonna laugh about this, but This is a little bit of a bonus. I myself do a lot of traveling. Okay, we do a lot of traveling, and you guys know how cookies, data collection, data mining works on our website. If you don't believe me, try this out, you guys. Try this out, right? And I tested this before, and it actually is a very neat feature. Okay, using VPN will allow you to find cheaper flights and cheaper rentals for the people that travel a lot, or they go off and renting cars or renting hotels and things like that when you guys travel, right? VPN will allow you to find cheaper flights and cheaper rentals. Now, how in the world does this work? How does this work? It's very simple. This is a little hack that you could truly work, to your advantage, right? If you utilize it properly with VPN, with a VPN, you're able to switch IP addresses and thereby changing your location at any given time, right? So it's a feature that says, listen, I'm looking for a hotel. Let's say that I'm looking for a hotel in California and I show up in Chicago, right? And I'm just typing in hotels.com and I'm looking for hotels. It'll show me some prices, right? It'll show me some prices, right? But let's say that I change my VPN and let's say that I am coming from Canada, right? I'm in a VPN network in Canada looking at a hotel in California. Well, if Canada, let's say travel agencies, promoters, and things like that, if they have certain discounts, additional promos, and things like that, you could actually get better pricing from flights or rentals because you're using VPN, right? So, how do I use this to my advantage? It's very simple. When I need to, like for example, my recent flight to Seattle, right? First, I was like really distressed and I wanted to find flights right away. I started searching online, and I found some flights. Some flights were coming out to be about 350, between $325 and $350 per person. But there's three of us. There's me, Agatha, and the baby, right? So yeah, it was gonna cost about $1,000 to fly all of us to Seattle and back, right? Well, when things kind of settled down a little bit, when things kind of mellowed out and had a little bit of some time to breathe and some time to think, I was able to remember that VPN could actually help me. So what I did is I turned off my browsers, right? And then I logged in to my VPN and I logged into multiple places. I logged in to, let's say, a location in the Philippines. I logged into a location in China. I logged into a location in New York. I logged into a location. I logged into like 4 or 5 different locations. But every time that I did this, what I was doing was I was clearing out my cache. What I was doing is I was clearing out my cache to ensure that I have no traces of the previous searches that I was doing. Right, that had no traces of the previous searches that I was doing. But at the same time, before I actually pursued logging in back to check for prices, there's a website that you can go to verify that your VPN is working properly. So that website, if you have a pen and paper, is called what's my IP address.com, what's my IP address.com, or what's my ip.com. There's a lot of websites out there that you can verify and check your IP address before you actually start using it. Well, that's fine. So I closed out my browsers, I cleared out my cache, I logged into the VPN provider. I chose different locations, and here's the funny part, right? The same flight that I almost bought, for 325, between 325 to $350, the same flight that I almost bought times three because there's three of us flying. After going through 3 or 4 different VPN location, I was able to find that same exact flight, that same exact time, that same exact airline for $189. So $190. Call it $200 because you have to pay taxes and stuff, right? So $200 each times 3 is $600, right? The ones that I found earlier was $325 or $350. So 600 versus 1,000, I saved myself $400 just because I was able to use VPN. I don't know ultimately what location got me the better deal. I don't know which location got me the better deal. All I know is that when I kept doing it, and one location, one area of the world may have had a better deal or better promotion, right? To flights going to Seattle, right? So it gave me a huge savings. And during that time, you got to remember, this is a last minute flight. This was a last minute flight. This was a flight that I had to find because we wanted to fly out the next day. We wanted to fly out the next day. So yes, by the time I was using it took me maybe about another hour to get all of these information. Bought the ticket, saved $400, and we were on the flight out the next day morning to Seattle to attend a family emergency. Right. So this was a huge thing that I benefited from, and I'm telling you, it really works. You have to remember that when it comes to flights and rentals, or even regular purchases, different locations in different countries may have better deals. So, for example, in my situation, it might have been because of a travel agency located in a different part of the world or a different part of the United States that may have had a better agreement with the airline for specific seats, right? They may have had a better agreement that they wanted to liquidate those seats, and we took advantage of it, right? So yes, that is the bonus of using VPN. It's a lot of fun using VPN when you're using it properly. The keyword is using it properly, right? So again, at the and of course, besides these savings, keep in mind that besides these savings, just also remember the fact that the VPN has those added security features, which means I felt more comfortable putting in my credit card information, putting in my personal information, because I knew I was using NordVPN to do this. I was using NordVPN. NordVPN is one of the most renowned VPN provider out there, right? They have those benefits, those security features, those applications in their network that gave me a little bit more of a sense of security that, hey, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and provide my personal information. I'm gonna provide my credit card information and my security password, and I feel a little bit more confident. Am I 100% secure? No, there's no such thing as 100% secure, right? But am I better secured through them versus my in-home network? Heck yes, I was. Right? I mean, I've got internet in my home, but I only have the security that I implemented, and I'm just a person doing the best that I can. Where NordVPN, this is their business, this is their line of work, is to provide that sense of security. Okay, so again, if you can find a state or country where things like airline tickets and rental prices are cheaper, you can certainly connect through a VPN and then buy those tickets at a lower price. It's that simple. So in conclusion, right, and I'm going to show you some ways that this information can benefit our team. VPN conclusion, in summary per se, right? VPNs provide you with better overall security, improved performance, as we talked about, remote access, being anonymous, and in some cases, cheaper flights and cheaper tickets, and of course, rentals, right? Plus, they are blatantly affordable. Blatantly, they are flat out. They are flat out affordable at this time. There's a link that I'm gonna put on the bottom of this description that has all of the different free VPNs out there and their features, and of course those subscriptions that you can make on a monthly basis using VPNs. Right? I'll put that link down there so that you guys can kind of look around and shop around, see what's the most popular one out there, even if it's for free, whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter. But having a little VPN is better than not having VPN at all. Having a little bit more security is better than not having any security except for the security that you have in your house. Right? So they are affordable. If you're not convinced in a particular provider, look at their competitors. Look at their competitors and weigh their benefits and their features, and see what their status is. Right? Meanwhile, yes, for me, I use NordVPN. Right? It's just because of the fact that I've done enough research in this that I know that they are one of the best ones to offer out there. They're one of the trusted names. They have so many different locations in the world as far as you can use, right? And signing up with them is so simple. You can use their free trial version. You can use their subscription version. Whatever the case may be, a little VPN is better than no VPN whatsoever. Okay. So again, I'm gonna post it on our group pages. I'm gonna post it online. I'm gonna post it on the bottom of the description of this live stream so that you can kind of click on those links and see which VPN works better for you. But I heavily, for the benefit of the team, I heavily encourage you guys to use VPN in certain cases. Now, as far as the monetized team, okay. So again, that's the conclusion on that. Let's now go into how you know how you can actually use VPN for our team. Now I get it. Some of you may say, "Hey, Armand, VPN is illegal in my country." Yes, VPN is illegal in some countries, but not all of them, just some of them. So we need to allow our members who has the ability to use VPN to their advantage. The locations, I think we have like 2 or 3 locations around the world that VPN is illegal. Okay, and I forgot what countries those are, but I mean, come on, seriously, out of 700 or 750 members, you can't possibly tell me that everyone is located in a place where VPN is illegal. No, that's not that's not possible. Okay, that's not true. All right. So there's a lot of different ways that you can use VPN to your advantage. So again, yes, in some cases, that's one of the disadvantage of VPN is that in some cases, in some countries, they are illegal. Okay. Another disadvantage is some people may not be technologically inclined. And if they're not technologically inclined, they could say that it's so hard to set up. I can tell you right now that if you use the right VPN provider, they will make it so easy for you to use. How hard is it to let's assume you install the software. Or let's say that you installed the app on your browser because there's two types of VPN. Full VPN for your entire network or browser based. We'll discuss some of the benefits of the browser based versus the app version, right? Or the full application version. Full application version, right? You downloaded this thing. You're a subscriber, you're already using it, you downloaded it, you set it up with your name and information, right? How hard is it to double click the icon and a list will show up as far as the different countries or different locations that you can connect to, and then clicking one of them. And then once you click on that, minimize it and start browsing. How difficult is that? Okay. How difficult is that to do? Download the software, install the software, put in your information, whether it's free or if you're subscribing on a monthly basis, right? And then when you're done with all of that, double click the icon, select the country, select the location, and off you go. Connect, or oh yeah, I forgot. You have to hit connect. You have to hit connect. Okay, connect. Done. You're ready to go. Your entire network or your entire computer, because you're the one using it, your entire computer is now protected by VPN. And anywhere you go with anywhere you browse with that computer that you're using, you can now browse all over the place. Right? Simple. The other side, browser VPN, it is an extension. Learn where to get your extension, your Chrome extension, your Internet Explorer extension, all of the different extensions for your browsers. Okay, for your browsers, you can do it. What's the benefit of it? So for me per se, when I open 5 different browsers, I've got Chrome, I've got Avast, Brave, Internet Explorer, I've got whatever browsers that I have open, I can actually set each one of those browsers from a different location. Perfect example right now. I'm on my Chrome browser right now. And according to my browser VPN, I'm coming out of Great Britain. I'm coming out of the United Kingdom. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I am coming out of London. I'm in London right now. I just did the check. I checked my, what is my IP address.com. I just checked my IP address and it says I am coming out of London. That's kind of cool. I'm in London right now. So anywhere I visit, I'm showing up to be in London. Okay? So now, that is the benefit of having browser VPNs versus one application for your entire PC. What is it that I have? Well, I have both. I have the full application from NordVPN for my PC when I want to secure my entire PC browsing online. And when I turn that off, from time to time, when I turn it off, I actually utilize my browser VPNs individually. So my Chrome browser right now is in London. My Brave browser is in... Actually, my Brave browser is in Netherlands. In Netherlands. What am I doing in Netherlands? I love to travel the world, right? I love to travel the world. It's kind of interesting when I go into that browser and I type certain things in, a lot of these pop-ups will show up in like crazy different languages that I don't even know, right? Because obviously Netherlands, I don't know what they speak over there. I think they speak Dutch, if I'm not mistaken. They speak Dutch. You know, I can't understand it, but it's just kind of fun to travel the world, right? It's kind of just fun to travel the world, right? If I look at, bottom line is if I look at all of the different browsers that I have open, I'm going to show up in different locations for each of those browsers just because I like to travel the world. Now, how is traveling the world? Now, that's what we're going to use is the word, the phrase traveling the world. How is me traveling the world going to help, going to benefit each and every one of us? It's very simple, you guys. Non-monetized team, it really doesn't benefit you yet. It's kind of nice that you are able to use it properly. It's kind of nice that you'll be able to utilize it to your advantage, but it will not benefit you yet. So we will provide you with strict, clear-cut instructions on how to use VPN in the non-monetized team. Let's just leave it as that. Okay? Now, on the monetized section, this is very, very important. And I guarantee you, the people that are in the chat room right now or in the live stream right now that are monetized can attest to this. Okay? In the monetized team, being able to use VPN is very, very important to us. Very, very important to them. Why? I will give you some numbers right now, okay? I think out of 750 or between 720 to 750 members of our team, over 200, what is it? 289, over 285 to 289 of these members are in either the Philippines or Malaysia or in the Asia region. About 280 of these members are in the Asia region. Okay. Another 250 to 260 are in the Middle East region. Middle East. Okay. And then combined between North America and Europe, I believe combined there are, I think 190, just under two. No, it's over 200. It's over 200. I'm sorry, my bad. Bad numbers. Between North America and Europe, there's I think 205 or just about 200. Let's say 200, right? And I think I was wrong actually. In Asia, there are over almost 300. There's almost 300 in Asia, and then of course in the Middle East, I think it's just under 270 or 280. Okay, so when you add all of that up, we have to accept the fact that between Asia and the Middle East is over 75, almost over 75% of our members. So why is that a bad thing? Does that mean that's a negative thing? Yes and no. It's a great thing because we're helping so many people from around the world, especially in some of these countries where they really do need help, right? And that their monetization could truly provide additional resources for the family, right? That's a great thing. It's a bad thing because of the fact that those CPMs, RPMs, CPC rates from Asia and Middle East, they suck. So here's a perfect example. Robinson's is online right now. He just ran an RPM rate this morning coming out of the United States. Robinson, why don't you type in the ballpark? I don't need you to look at your chat room or whatnot if you remember. What is today's RPM for your website out of the United States? And we used to really get good ones. I mean, Dino was getting great ones. I was getting good ones. Remy was getting good ones. But this morning, Robinson posted his current RPM out of the United States. And I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I wish everybody turned their VPNs on. I wish everyone was coming out of the United States, because Robinson would go partying tonight if he basically gets this RPM to 1,000 views, right? Wait until he types it in. You'll see what I'm talking about in regards to the RPM. Dino's typed it in for Robinson. It was $2,000. Robinson's RPM today, from his website, from the United States, okay, was it 2,000 or 1,100? Okay, fine, 1,100. It was $1,140. It was $1,140. Can you just imagine if Robinson got 1,000 views from his viewers or from people from the United States? Mr. B, don't even worry about it, how it's possible. Don't worry about how it's possible. When you get into the monetized team, you will see how all of these are possible. Forget about the questions that you have in your head. Stop rapping. Once you get to the monetized team, all of these will be more inherently available to you. But think about this, right? What if, right? What if Robinson got 1,000 views from his website from people from the United States? In the United States, we have 50 states, right? People from New York, California, Texas, Tennessee, Florida, blah, 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 whatever, right? What if he got views from the United States today? What if he got 1,000 views from the United States today? He would have earned $1,100. He would have earned $1,100, right? $1,100. But now his RPM went down dramatically because of a couple of things. His RPM went down because of all of these views that are coming in from all over the world, like Middle East, Asia, from China, from Malaysia, from the Philippines, from Africa, from Guadalajara, from India, from Pakistan. His RPM went down because his website is being hit and accessed by people from very, very low CPM or RPM, right? But just imagine. Now, please, I encourage you, think outside the box. I'm asking you to think outside the box right now, okay? What if, and remember, the topic of conversation today was VPN, how it can benefit you, the security features, the benefits of VPN, right? Now, take all of that information that I just gave you about VPN and follow me along in the next part of this conversation. What if Robinson was able to get viewed primarily just today, even just today, from the US? I personally would, right? If that was my RPM for my website today, I would be partying tonight. I would be partying tonight because I didn't even have to work for it. Rob would not have to work for it. My site got 1,000 views from the United States and I earned $1,100 from it today. Geez, why not? Why not? Right? I'd be like, Black Friday shopping. I'd be shopping online, right? Think about it, right? So hypothetically, what if you took your knowledge about VPN and applied it to reach certain goals? You see what I'm saying? Okay. So again, there are benefits of it. Now, do these rates change? Absolutely. These rates change on a daily basis. On a daily basis, you guys. That is why sometimes you guys get these messages in your chat rooms that we need immediate actions on certain sites. We need your help. But notice that when we actually do that, we're actually trying to give this site a boost, right? Which is fine. But at the end of the day, when those messages go into your chat rooms and you're in the Asia chat room or you're in the Middle East chat room, keep in mind that the moment that you visit those websites coming out of those regions, you're actually lowering those RPMs down. Now that you know this, what if you got a message in your chat room that says immediate action needed, we need your help, and you see that there are certain websites listed that needs your help, and now that you know how VPN could work, you're smart enough to think, you know what? I'm going to help this guy out. I'm going to go turn on this browser. I'm going to go turn on my VPN real quick. Let me travel the world in the next few minutes. Let me show up to be, you know what? I want to be in New York today. You know what? I've heard a lot about California. Let me be in California today and let me see what I can look like coming out of California today. Or let's say that it was announced that the RPM is higher out of Singapore, right? Singapore is a very, very, very prominent city, right? And location, I mean. And they typically have really, really good RPMs out of Singapore. And you were notified about this, right? You know, how hard would it be to just click on your browser VPN or your VPN out of your PC or, laptop and click on the Singapore or click on a location out of a different country, whatever the case may be, right? Now, you guys have to take that information and apply it to, to benefit other people in the team, right? Now, I repeat when I say this, these are like hypothetical things, right? Because obviously we don't really want to blatantly say what we're trying to do. That makes sense, right? But it's hypothetical that those possibilities are there. This is not me saying this to you. This is Rob saying this to you. His RPM today was $1,140. I mean, I don't know where you're at and what the conversion rate is. Okay, but if you were in the Philippines, that's literally $1,100. That's about 55,000. Well, no, the exchange rate is lower, but that's 50,000 pesos. That's 50,000 pesos in the Philippines. There are people in the Philippines that they work the entire month and make only maybe between 5,000 to 10,000 pesos. People work in the Philippines one whole month to make about 5,000, maybe sometimes 10,000 pesos. Now, if you're an office worker in the Philippines, maybe you can get 20 to 30,000 pesos, right, per month. 20 to 30,000, like teachers or something like that, 20 to 30,000. But even let's just say even 30,000 pesos. Like you have a good job, you're making 30,000 pesos per month in the Philippines. I just told you that $1,100 is about 50,000 pesos. That's like making 1.5 month work of pay in one day. That's stupid insane. That is just stupid crazy. That is for someone, for a normal person in the Philippines to make 50,000 pesos, they would have to work 1.5 months. And some people more, way more, right? Way more. But let's say that you're an office worker with a decent job. That is like working for 1.5 months, 5 days a week. Working 1.5 months, 5 days a week. But given the right opportunity, let's say that this website was for this specific person that only makes 30,000 pesos in 1 month, this specific opportunity would have helped them make almost 2 months worth of work, 1.5 to 2 months worth of pay. That's the kind of opportunity that we want to give to our members. It's insane. It's crazy. Do you see what I'm saying now? So please, I understand that there's only 17 of you guys that's currently watching. I don't even know. I think 19 or 20 of you guys watching this. It's really sad. It's really unfortunate. But I'm getting this information out to you so that you can pass it around to your members, right? Pass the knowledge to your members. I will provide the entire team with all of the research that I have about the best possible free VPNs out there. And then, of course, people normally start with free. VPNs, and then eventually they'll graduate to they'll graduate to paid VPNs. Now, how do they typically graduate to that? Like for me, when I first started using VPN, I wanted to use the free VPN only just because I didn't want to pay anything extra. Come on, times are bad right now, with the COVID-19 and everything. I don't want to pay extra, right? But when I started to see the benefits of this, and when I say the benefits, this is particularly in the benefit that Dino, myself, Chin, Remy, have been testing. Actually, Chin has been recent into the testing, but previously for the last month or two, it's been me, Dino, and Remy that's been testing the CPCs, RPMs, rates, and things like that. Oh, you don't even want to talk about CPC rates. I mean, what I'm showing you are just RPM rates. Let me just kind of give you a real quick example of how lucrative this could be. Okay, CPC rates means that it's the cost per click. It's if you click, let's say on your YouTube video or on the website, you clicked on an ad that you see. Okay, CPC rate is how much Google AdSense is going to pay you for that one click that you did. Let's say that you clicked that ad and you're showing up in the Philippines. I would assume that that click paid the owner of the channel, or the owner of the video, or the owner of the website, paid them 0.01 cents, which is nothing. it's 1 penny, 1 cent, right? Let's say that this same person was using VPN. Oh, I'm sorry, Dino. Is it 0.001? It's not even 1 penny. It's 1/10 of a penny. it's 1/10 of a penny. It's nothing. You can't even buy air with that, right? But let's say that this same person, before visiting the video, before visiting the website, let's say that this person clicked on their VPN and verified that they are coming out of, I want to say, let's say Singapore. Maybe they were coming out of the United States. Maybe they were coming out of the United Kingdom, or maybe they're coming out of Canada. All of a sudden, the rate of CPC is not 0.001. It's not 0.001. It's now, like some of the CPCs that I've seen, that Dino has seen, that Remy has seen, some of these CPCs are $1.35, maybe $1.75. My highest CPC on some ads went up to between $1.75 to $2.25. Now let's just round it off. Let's round it off. $2. Dino, I'm really bad with math. Oh, no, I'm not bad with math, but I need your help. Okay. A person clicking on one click, one video, one ad, and it was $2 CPC rate. How many clicks does that video or that ad need to get to $2 if your rate is 0.001? Well, I can tell you this. If it was 0.01, 1 penny, if it was 0.01, which is a penny, it would be 200 clicks to get $2. If it's 0.001, it would be 2,000 clicks. It would be 2,000 clicks on that ad to get $2. Where this person knows that they're in the Philippines or Malaysia, and they know that their CPC over there sucks, and their CPM rate sucks, and their RPM rate sucks. This person decided to travel the world. They decided to travel the world, and they decided to be in Singapore today, or they decided to be in the United Kingdom today. And they verified it. They looked at their IP address, and they're coming out of the United Kingdom, and this person clicked on that ad. And today's United Kingdom CPC rate is $2. $2. One click versus 200 versus 2,000. I mean, come on, seriously, right? Why work hard when you can work smarter, right? One click instead of 200 or 2,000. Somebody made a comment. They surely go for click. Bad idea. Stop talking about click for clicks. Okay? If this guy's talking about what I think he's talking about, do not Do not, I repeat, do not do click for clicks, or do not just massively click on all the different ads on the website. There is an algorithm behind it. Do not do that. If you do that, you are messing things up for the owner of that video or the owner of that website. Do not do that. Very, very bad idea. Dino's saying it themselves. Very, very, very bad idea. There will be a time that you will actually see an ad on the website that you say to yourself, oh my gosh, this is a really interesting ad. I really like this ad. I am going to click it. By all means, click it. That's you. We're not going to tell you to stop clicking ads that you really believe, that you really like. We're not here to do that. But I am telling you, do not just randomly go crazy and just keep clicking things all over the place. Do not do that. Okay? So, let's do a real quick recap. Right? As to how this program is going to work. Today, an announcement will be released that all of the other members that are not here right now or not watching this video are going to get. You have been educated about what VPN is. Okay? You have been educated about what VPN is. You have been given benefits, your benefits of why VPN is a good system to use, a good program, or a good process to use. Now you have been informed of how we can utilize VPN on our side onto the monetized team. We cannot use VPN to benefit the non-monetized team. We cannot. Because we have done that before. We have done that before, and we cannot use it on the non-monetized team. How else could it benefit you? You have to remember that one day you are going to be in the monetized team, and you would expect all of the other non-monetized members, just like you right now, to do you justice and to help you out as well. Okay? There are a lot of programs of VPN out there. I'll try to provide you with all of the different options that you can utilize and the links so that you can just go click on that link and directly sign up for the free version or for the subscription version. Doesn't really matter. But please understand this. Using VPN, what it truly means. Using VPN properly and appropriately simply means a couple of very important concepts. Number one, as I exampled earlier, a single click could result into $1 payment to the owner of the video or to the owner of the website versus not using VPN properly, 100 clicks to equal to $1 or 1,000 clicks to equal to $1. One click can equal to $1, 100 clicks can equal to $1, or 1,000 clicks can equal to $1. Which one do you want better? One click. Second benefit of it. Robinson's example today. His RPM on his website was $1,100. If he just was able to get visited by his I guess paparazzis, right? Or by his followers or by his friends and family who are located in the United States. Well, I didn't know Robinson had a family in the United States. Well, he certainly can. He certainly can have about 700 family members in the United States. That all he would need is to get to 1,000. If his site was visited by 1,000 of his family members in the United States today, his site would have earned him $1,100. I.e., or example, person in the Philippines would take almost 2 months, and in some cases, 2 months to earn $1,100 in their day-to-day job. Do you now understand how this concept could potentially work for all of us, even the non-monetized members, as you transfer over into that group? Okay, so does anybody have any questions for me? What I'm going to do is, this is a perfect time, 60 minutes. I'm going to end this live stream. I encourage you I encourage you to make sure that all of your members, I'm going to edit the description on this because this was a last minute thing that I popped up because the previous live stream just decided to turn off on us. I'm going to go ahead and edit the description with the links to some of these places as to how you can utilize some of these benefits. But please, we are a community. We are a networking, a network of a group of individuals. We are a family. And if our families are generally located in certain places of the world, and it just so happens that these certain places of the world happens to have higher CPCs, higher RPMs, higher CPM rates, well, that's not our problem that our family is so big that we're all located all over the world, but it just so happened to be in these big high rates. That's a great, glorious things for us. Okay, now I will also do an actual video that I'm going to upload that trains you on how to use some of these CPCs and CPM rates. In the meantime, I'm going to just basically show you real quick some of the best free versions and some of the feedbacks, right? Some of these softwares are available for the browsers as well, not just a full version. Okay, so for example, let me know when you can actually see this. Can you guys actually see the website? Okay, I just typed in top 10 VPN or free VPNs, right, for PCs. You've got ExpressVPN, very popular, right? Very popular. Look at some of the reviews, right? You've got CyberGhost. I'm not really using. I used that once. It really didn't work out for me that well. IPVanish, really good system as well. And NordVPN, obviously. NordVPN can actually be used browser-based or computer-based based as well. Out here, if you look at my scroll here, I have EarthVPN. It's very, very simple. But first, I want to know, can you guys actually see my screen? Can you guys actually see my screen? Okay, good. So out here, you can see, look at this. Right now, I'm coming out of EarthVPN on my browser, and it's coming out of the United Kingdom, right? And so far, it says here that I've been connected to the United Kingdom for the last 18 hours and 47 minutes, right? I've been connected there. But look how easy it is to use. You just drop down the menu. You've got United States, Poland, Netherlands, UK, Canada. You know, the free VPN is very limited because you can only choose the location or the country. You can only choose the location or the country. It will not allow you to choose the city itself. Now, if you have an actual subscription, if you actually have an actual subscription with NordVPN or some of the big VPN companies out there, if you actually have a subscription to them, you can choose United Kingdom, but also you can choose London. And then in some softwares, you can also use or choose like zip codes, like specific area in London that you want to use if it's available. Okay, so again, there's a lot of different VPNs out there. You know, here's what I'm talking about in regards to why is it so bad right now. So bear with me for a second. Here you go. I'm gonna show you exactly why we try to work with VPNs as much as possible because of this problem. Oh my gosh, look at this right now. Okay, so this is my performance on my website right now. Okay, I'm getting a CPC of $1.35. But does that mean just click on everything? Look at that. One click, you see this? One click is worth $1.35. But it has to be from the right places, right? So, for example, that's yesterday. Today sucks. Today, look at that. I have 824 views. My RPM is 0.01. Why? Let's look at the report. My RPM is 0.01. It sucks because why? Watch this. I'll show you why. Okay? Look at this. I have 824 views, right? 4 of them, I don't even know this country. I don't even know Azerbaijan. I don't know what that is. Bahrain, 35. Look at the RPMs. RPMs for these guys is 0. It's worth nothing. RPM for this is 0.5 cents, 0.05. So 5 cents, but I gotta get 1,000 of them. I only have 35. That sucks, right? I've got an RPM for Canada, 132. It's 0.05. In order for me to basically make 5 cents, I have to get 1,000 of these, right? But watch. From yesterday, let's do, go back. Let's go back and show you. How do I go back? Oh, there you go. So let's go here and look at yesterday, the dollar, right? So, in my website yesterday, I made $1.35, or yeah, $1.35, because I was at $1.35 per click. I had one click, right? And I had 1.8, almost 2,000 views yesterday. I almost had 2,000 views, but look at this. And this is just the most recent one. Obviously, I can show you some of the bigger ones in the past, but look at some of these things, okay? So Singapore, my RPM is $70, or my impression is $77. If not quite like freaking Robinson, right? At $1,100, but it's because of that. But look at this, okay? In order for me to earn $78, I have to get 1,000 here. Well, there's only 20, right? So this number dilutes it. But look, there's 89 here. There's 92 here, right? Yesterday for me, United States sucks. Look at that. United States only 0.12, right? But I have 1,500 that's not even in here. I have 1,500 views that are not even in here. If I do show all, I mean, it sucks. Look at all these 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? But in some other reports, it will show that the RPM is over $150, or in this case, in Robinson's example, is over $1,100. But just think about it. What if my family in Singapore, I have a very big family in Singapore, you guys, like 800 of them. I have 800 people in Singapore, right? I have 800 people in Singapore. What if I had 1,000 family members in Singapore and they all visited my site out of Singapore and I got 1,000 views here? That means my site would have earned $78. If Robinson's family in the United States all visited his website today, he would have earned $1,100. Okay, so these are the things that we look at on a daily basis. These are the things that we look at on a regular basis to see what is going on and how the RPM is, right? But yes, yesterday was great. It was $1.35, my CPC, which means if I had 10 clicks from CPC, where is my CPC? I'm doing this on the fly, so I can't really. Oh, do I have to just kind of go scroll down? Where the heck are my CPCs? I can't figure it out right now. If I, kind of click on a few, add. Nope, I can't find it. If I click on the CPC, let's say that CPC rate was, let's say, from Singapore, which I'm assuming it's from Singapore. It's the highest one that I had yesterday. If that CPC rate was from Singapore, hypothetically, okay, here's a perfect example. Let's say I have 1,000 family members in Singapore. They visited my site yesterday. Number one, I would have gotten paid $78 yesterday. Number two, if the CPC rate was $1.35 from Singapore yesterday, and then out of 1,000 of my family members in Singapore, let's say out of 1,000, 20 of them, let's say 30. Let's say 30 of them. Let's say 30 of them found an ad on my site. They found an ad on my site that they're like, oh, I like this. I like this ad. I like to click on this. And 30 of my family members clicked on the ad that they saw on my website. And they're coming out of Singapore because all my family members yesterday was from Singapore. Tomorrow, it'll be probably Netherlands, right? I have a lot of family in Netherlands too. But let's say that the 30 of them clicked on an ad, and each of those clicks was $1.35. Well, I would have earned an extra $40.50. So call it $40. I would have earned an extra $40 because they found an ad on my website that they liked and they clicked on it from Singapore. And then I would have earned, because all 1,000 of my family members visited my site yesterday from Singapore, I would have earned an extra $78. So $40 plus 78, I would have earned roughly about $118 to $120 yesterday. Well, if that is the case, if I can earn, well, here's the magical number, right? If we structure this properly, if I can earn $100 per day, not really doing much on the website or on my videos, and I multiply that like average of 30 days in 1 month, right? Average of 30 days in a month. I mean, that's an extra $3,000. That's an extra $3,000 that I can make. Now, in Robinson's situation, a little different. I mean, if we were able to capitalize on this, if we were able to see where this, where this report was at $1,100, and he was able to do this on a regular basis, I mean, if you target your advertising, if you target your information on some of these high CPC countries and RPM countries, I mean, couldn't someone make a reasonable, decent living doing this? Couldn't someone do that? Right? So again, it is, there's a lot of information that we have in regards to these things, in regards to these options. But at the same time, we want you to understand that, yeah, if you do it properly, it could actually help provide some of those additional income, additional revenue for certain family members. Okay. So again, I'm hoping that this information was helpful to you. I think Burning Emotion here is trying to define Azerbaijan in Russia. I have no idea. Okay, I have no idea. But the bottom line is, I'm hoping that we can start to deploy this little by little throughout the entire group, throughout the entire team. We could certainly help each other. We can certainly help a lot of people. A lot of research had been done initially by myself, and then I brought in Dino and Remy, and they finally have seen a lot of these benefits, a lot of this information, which is great, which is phenomenal. And then we brought in Chin, right? Chin, his website right now is in the process of getting approval, which it will because it's got a lot of traffic, which is great. And then Robinson have always had a website. It just needs now to be marketed as a collaboration. So we're going to collaborate all of these 5 or 6, and of course, Kanan's website is going for monetization after Chin. After Chin receives his approval, Kanan's website is going to go for monetization. And then of course, other members of the team as well. This is just another avenue that we need your help, that we need your guidance and your assistance to help us get to that destination. And the more the website team continues to grow, I just know for a fact that right now, between 5 or 6 different websites, I know it could make a huge difference to all of those members. Okay. But I can only imagine when we now have 10 websites that we can collaborate together. And when I say collaboration, all of these websites are going to be linked to one another. All of these websites are going to be linked to each other, that people just have to go to one of these sites on a regular basis. And all of a sudden, you are actually utilizing one website, but you're actually visiting all of the different websites one after another. It makes it a lot simpler. It makes it a lot more friendly to use, because all of the websites from our team will show up in collaboration with each other. That helps you to just get the information that you need. But by clicking here and clicking there, you're actually navigating to different websites all at the same time, which is going to be a phenomenal opportunity for us. But at the same time, we want to grow the website team as well. We want to grow these opportunities for future members. Okay, so again, we've got the plan laid out, and keep in mind, just in case if you are considering doing this, if I open a website, can I get the help of the team to monetize it? Absolutely. But before you do that, you need to inquire with us first, because there are certain criteria and guidelines that we expect our monetized websites to have. If we just allowed this to the entire team, it would be insane and crazy. It takes about a week and a half to 2 weeks. It takes about a week and a half to 2 weeks for a website to get monetized. Okay, it could be faster, but it's going to drain the resources of the team. So it has to be done on a systematic basis. The good news is this. The good news is, based on the last event that we've been doing as far as Chin's website, based on his data, it looks like we could actually monetize 2 websites at the same time. It looks like we can actually monetize 2 websites at the same time. How do we know this? Is because you guys did it. You did it for Dino and you did it for Remy. It was tight. It was really tight. It was really, 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 really tight. Okay, but there was enough data that we were able to monetize Dino and Remy's site literally almost exactly at the same time. Right now, we know that Chin's website is going to get monetized because we're taking the entire resource of the team and pushing it down on Chin's website. So we know he's going to get monetized, right? But going forward, when Kanan's website or anyone else's website comes up for review, yes, if you meet the criteria of the team to help you get your site monetized, we will help you. But we can actually monetize two websites at the same time, which will allow us to grow the website team or website family section of the team bigger and larger and more progressive in the future. So again, there's a lot of things coming up, and I'm just really, really happy that we're able to come up with all of these new opportunities, new tax, right, new guidelines and initiatives to further help some of our members, which is great, right? But at the end of the day, yes, we just want our team to grow and grow faster. So learn how to use a VPN. More information will come up today. I'm hoping to upload the video on helping you how to actually set it up. I'm gonna provide links to these these free VPNs and subscriptions for VPNs and things like that. But please just know this: if you are in Asia, if you are in Middle East, before you even think about clicking any of those ads, think twice. You could actually be hurting that member. Example is Rob's site this morning. He had a high RPM, and the moment that the Asia and Middle East members showed up on his website, his RPM just went crushing down. It went crashing down, and now is back to normal RPMs, and we could not even take advantage of the high RPM that he had this morning. If we were able to take advantage of that, I would be certain that Rob would be extremely grateful to every single one of our members that did it. But unfortunately, it went down. But still, that's not to say that it's going to remain down. We are going to manage and try to control the VPN usage. And of course, Asia, Middle East, please make sure that you take that into account. North America and Europe, just because you're in North America or Europe, that doesn't mean VPN won't be useful to you. You are absolutely mistaken. Without VPN, your IP address will always be exactly the same. You cannot just be randomly clicking here and there and randomly visiting websites here and there and think that you're actually benefiting that member. You're potentially not. You're potentially not. So yes, North America and Europe, you should also always consider using VPN to your advantage and to the team members' advantage. If you are solely saying, listen, I don't want to use VPN until I really have to, that's when when I go into the monetized team. If you want to be selfish that way, that's perfectly fine as well. But at least consider using the free VPN version at least. Don't be super selfish and not use the VPN when you have the capability and ability to do so. Okay? If you're selfish and you don't want to use VPN until or not pay for VPN until you get to the monetized portion, that's perfectly fine. But at least use the free version of it at least, because it's really not hurting you to begin with, and it's it's something better than nothing, right? Okay, so does anyone have any questions for me at this time in regards to our topic for today? I will update the information and get this out to you guys as quickly as possible. Any questions? Perfect. All right. Once again, I thank you for joining us today. I thank you for participating in this information. I encourage you to send this off to your members. I will clean up the description on this. Please make sure that this live stream link is accessible to the group, to your group members. They need to see it, to see this. They need to be aware of this. All right, or else it's gonna continue that our monetized members are getting views from parts of the world that we really don't, it's not that we don't care about, that we really don't care to see in our reports. That's what it is. We don't want to see these locations in our reports just because, again, they're not worth having in our reports. Okay, so thank you once again, and I will see you in the chat rooms. I'm gonna go and take care of a couple things, and then I'll put the video together for the VPN video and instructional segment. In the meantime, take this link, send it off to all of your group members. Make sure that everyone has had the opportunity to watch this video. It is very, very important for them to have watched this video. If you're a monetized member and you still have access to some of the chat rooms, some of your group members, some of the moderator chat rooms, whatever the case may be, this is to your benefit. We are doing this to your benefit. Get this link to all of those members. Do some work on your side and don't just rely on us on our side to basically do the work for you. If you have access to those chat rooms, get this link. We want to show every member that we have how important VPN is and how important it is for them to have the ability and to have that knowledge on how to use it properly. Okay, so till the next time, my name is Armand, and Christmas is just around the corner. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Other than that, I'll see you in the chat rooms. Take it easy and have a good day. Goodbye.